And we are live. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. And all of you new subscribers, you wonderful guitar-loving souls. Thank you for hitting that button and following along in this epic journey of 365 days of guitar practice. And if this, if this is your first video and you're just clicking on this, you're wondering, who is this guy? I'm Jay Wills. I got out of music 22 years ago. I'm learning to play guitar from scratch. Used to play some instruments back in the day and whatnot. And old midlife dude, just getting back into it and doing 365 days of guitar. Today is day 26 of 365 days of guitar practice. They're unedited, raw, unscripted, all that, none of that jazz, but they're fun. There's a community that's building. It's crazy. Every time I hit the YouTube studio, the number keeps going up, which is amazing. So all of you new subscribers, thank you so much. You wonderful folks for tagging along on this journey. And all of you returning subscribers, thank you so much for all the wonderful comments. And for the brand new folks here, I normally, first off, hit all the comments because there's so many good recommendations. You guys are awesome. And then we hit the intro. So with that being said, we are day 26 of 365 days of guitar practice. Let's get to it. Oh, and for those who are brand new and you're wondering what's up with the garb, I'm a contractor. I come straight home from work, unpack the truck, come in, check the cats, and then hit vid. So we're doing 30 minutes every single day. If you play guitar, if you're a new guitar player, follow along, come along. We go through some books and some stuff, and you can kind of join my struggle as we cruise along and play guitar. So, but for all of you returning subscribers, you know what's up. Gotta do the intro song. Oh yeah. Hands are a little beat up today, not gonna lie. This week's been a bit rough, but we'll get through it. That's why we're here. Whoa, let's start that over. It's a work in progress. It's coming along slowly. For those of you who are returning, got a few hang-ups and always say, during the week, that struggle is real, boys and girls. Ay, ay, ay. Especially if you work with your hands. All right, first things first, let's get to comments. And so many comments. It's so awesome. And for all of you, just a quick pause. Thank you for leaving comments, taking the time to bang on that keyboard. I appreciate all these comments. They're so helpful. And never in a million years would I've been. I said this yesterday too, that there's so many people that are becoming inspired by following and watching me struggle my way, struggle bus through this journey. It's just surreal. And all the new subscribers, thank you so much. You guitar loving souls, just a bunch of saints. All right, so I need fucking glasses. Here we go. All right, cool. Here we go. And I'll be checking my iPhone because it's running low on batteries again. Put a little charge on it when I got home, but I had to get in here and hop on. Oh, we're also going to be going through, once we get through comments, chords. I have a funny story about this morning and my reluctancy to play chords. All right, so first comment, Nicky Rock 1962. I'm just going to keep the @ handles. I'm not going to try to figure out anyone's name. It's easier. Sup, buddy? Day 25. Here we go. Yes, sir. Day 26, actually. But these are all, I always hit the comments of the previous video and then other videos too. I'm still figuring out this whole YouTube thing. I'm super new to all this. iRock5150, for me that noise from the pedal don't sound normal, but I can be wrong. Yeah, I think the old JHS pedal, fellas, I don't know, man. But here's the thing, though. I don't want to call them just yet. I'm going to hit Guitar Center this weekend. This weekend's going to be fun. I don't have shit to do. Well, I got a couple doors to paint and a couple of things I got to prep for a client's house, but it's like 2 hours of work out of the whole weekend. So 48 hours, I got 45 hours to play with my guitar stuff. So this Rat Pack, I'm going to wait until I get a new daisy chain, a new power supply, new connecting cables, because I think I may have figured it out. Although online it says you can use these two little, see the little TRS cables, or I don't know what the fuck that stands for, but whatever. It has two little rings on it versus one. So the one that goes in from my guitar down to the pedal has one ring. And we talked about this way like videos back. However, online, supposedly whatever the AI, the Google thing popped up, it says that these should work for everything, but they don't. So anyway, so I'm going to go down to Guitar Center. I'm going to try to get out of that store without a new guitar and some pedals, but that's probably not going to happen. Just saying. So before I call the JHS customer service, which I'm going to get that comment, thank you. I'm going to correct the potential voltage issues, potential cable issues first. So yeah, there's something. I'm glad you guys are on the, because I was kind of on the fence. I was like, is this normal? Is this not normal? I'm not sure. So. At Kurt James 8223, awesome buddy, your channel will get pretty big because you're real and show the real struggle. Well, I can't believe that every time I log into YouTube Studio, that number just keeps growing. It's surreal. And I, again, thank you all of you for letting me torture your eardrums for the next year. It won't always be that way. There's been a few little moments of teeny bits of goodness. This morning I did a badass little riff this morning. In my morning jam. It's in my private riff collection online right now. And it was awesome, but it was open string, kind of tooly, kind of like, I don't know, it was pretty cool. I'm on the journey with you at 52, going through it. It's a real struggle. At 52, brother, hell yeah, man. Every day. Even though, like this morning, I started out, there's been mornings where I'm just like, oh, seriously? Fingers just don't want to work. And then there's other moments where I'm like, oh, that actually kind of sounded cool. I'm going to keep going. So, at Curtis James 8223 again. Yo, bro, you want to turn the drive down on the pedals. Use the tone and volume. You'll be amazed the drive or gain on your pedal a little bit if you need it or want it. Yeah, I think, the struggle's real. And yeah, last night didn't sound, there's something off. Like the guitar didn't sound right. Something was off. Something was off in the pedals and the gain and everything. So again, just still figuring all that out. And Nicky Rock 1962. That's the link. I'll click on that after I hop off here. Awkward Salad 7565. Dude, that's an awesome handle. Love that. Dude, I love it. Oh, nice. I played for about 10 years, was in a few bands, and got a TBI on the job many years ago. And it removed most of my fine motor skills. Damn, brother, I am sorry to hear that. I've had 6 orthopedic surgeries, and I've had my array of injuries on the job site. So and TBI is no joke. I have some old military buddies that I won't get into it, but yeah, that's real. And I'm glad you're better, and I'm glad that you're on the other side of that. When I met my wife, she could see how much I missed it and gave me the guts to get back into guitar. Fuck yeah, that's what a good supportive wife's supposed to do, brother. That was over 10 years ago, and I cannot imagine not having music in my life. Absolutely, it warms the soul, 100%. We're day 26, and I'll never stop, like full stop. Like something is just in my soul that has to come out. It's awesome. I was where you are many years ago. You got this, and I'm a new sub here to see where you are in day 13. Thanks, brother. I appreciate that. The struggle's real, and the fingers and everything. I mean, I'm 49, and so yeah, they're not the same when you're in your 20s. That's for sure. At Awkward Salad again, 7565. Haha, I used to have one of those Art Stars. Great guitars. I'm gonna guess it's the Ibanez. Yeah. I've never heard it called that, but the only other guitar, because I got Miss Jackson. Some of you haven't seen her. She's my 7-string Jackson guitar, which I am in love with 100%. And then I got my Tele FMT, and then I got the Predator, which I brought out last night. So the only one remaining is that one there. So presumably that's called an Art Star. I also have 3 more guitars in cases. I just stopped at Lowe's today for a little bit of a material run. Picked up 3 more hooks, and you'll see probably this weekend, maybe tonight if I get a hair at my ass. I'm going to hang the rest of them on the wall. So, and then I'll bring those out in the future too. So it'll be fun. Lots of fun. Let's see. At KenLen8029. Honestly not sure if this is satire after seeing the, I think his name is Yahweh Malstein comment, LOL. But if you've only been playing for 22 days, you're on the right path. Should think about learning some basic chords if you haven't already. So, not satire. This is real, brother. I've been playing for 20, well, let's see. Oh yeah, that video was, that's the day 22 video. Yeah, no worries. So yeah, today is day 26, and it is 26 days of picking up a guitar and not having hardly any regular guitar experience. I had maybe 10 hours total, maybe about 50 hours on the bass over 22 years ago. So yeah, no, this is real. But thank you. It seems that things are getting better, so it's definitely coming along. So, but thank you and welcome if you subbed. I don't know if people can comment and not sub. I don't know how that works just yet, but so I'm gonna assume you subbed. But if not, thank you for the comment regardless. At Roger Tinker 1813, I enjoyed the video. Thanks for sharing your other guitars. Absolutely, and we'll have 3 more here coming up in the future. One of them is the PRS. That is POS at the moment. It's not a piece of shit, but I tore it apart. It doesn't work. It's a beautiful guitar. It'll make a really good wall hanging. At Rocks RXO, JHS has incredible customer support, and you should definitely reach out. Yeah, I saw that. So I get I get notifications on my phone now. So I saw that earlier today. Thank you for that. About the whistling sound, it's probably like a power supply or grounding issue. I agree, because those power daisy chains that I have that were stuck in the old attic, which I talked about a couple videos ago, I think they're just burnt up, to be honest. So that's going to be on the list. So it's going to be daisy chains at Guitar Center, some pedal, I don't know, whatever they have these days to connect the pedal board. Maybe I just might buy a pedal board, fuck it. But I also want to get another hardtail. I don't know. There may be a new guitar coming this weekend. I mean, I just got that because the Floyd wobbly system, and I call it the wobbly system because I have a funny story about that right after comments about what I figured out what I was doing with that Floyd wobbly system. Great system, it's cool. At Sicknardy9457, don't worry about my neighbors. I luckily have been blessed with 200 acres up here in the woods of Canada to shred on. Get the fuck, seriously? Oh, dude, if I had 200 acres anywhere, my ass would be on the back patio with all my gear, with a cooler full of brouhahas, and I would just fucking slam beers and jam with that thing cranked until the fretboard just melted or I passed out. One of the two. Like that dude. I hope you're doing that. Oh my God, that'd be amazing. At Cincy Piper, first time here. Thank you for sharing the work. Well, thank you for stopping by. I appreciate the comment, and we're going to keep doing this because we are at day 26 of 365 days. So welcome, welcome, welcome. At Mark Vincent 281, your intro song was stuck in my head all day yesterday. I was humming it at work. Catchy hook. Get that. Seriously? Bro, that's probably, you know what? Thank you. That's that's awesome, man. And that was, it's just a made up little riff line that, I can't edit shit. And so I was like, I gotta have an intro. And I've been working on an outro outside of my totally bashed up Metallica outro. So, all right, I think that is all. All right, so funny story about Miss Jackson. You know what, I want to pull Miss Jackson out. We're gonna jam a little bit on Miss Jackson because I haven't pulled her out in a day or two. And it just needs to come out. We can practice a little bit on this. So this struggle is real, for real, because I always forget about the I'm plugging back in. So the Floyd Rose system. Oh yeah, and if you're brand new and you're still watching, this is a Jackson Jeff Loomis edition. It's a very nice guitar. It's a beautiful guitar actually. And it's a 7-string. I never had a 7-string in my life. If you do play guitar and you don't have 7-string, you need a 7-string in your life. I promise you. However, they're a bit tricky if no one tells you at the guitar store about this whole little system right here. So this is called a Floyd Rose tremolo system. I have, AKA the wobbly board, the wobbly system, or whatever. That's my name. So I was jamming on this, and I was like, you know what? Let me just adjust the tuning a little bit. I kind of been like fiddling with it. That's a whole nother video about how that's a mess. And I would hit the tuner pedal, and I would be like, all right, because I'd be playing it. I'm like, man, something doesn't sound right. So I'm like, let me just hit the tuner pedal. And then but when I tune, this is how I tune though. I jam like this, I tune like this. And I'm like, well, shit, that's in. Well, that's in tune. All right, bam, slam the pedal. Start jamming again. I'm like, fuck, what the fuck? Like, what's going on? Well, for those of you who have this guitar, you're like, duh. I was pressing down the wobbly board back here while I'm playing and not realizing it. And then when I go to check the tuner, I'm like, it's in tune. What the I'll just drive myself crazy with this until I realized how, look at this. Wah, 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 wah. I gotta do that with my finger. I got big old paws. I got 3XL hands. I can put one finger literally almost over the entire fret of this big ass guitar. We're gonna talk about that in chord work here in a minute. Also, the recommendation for chord work, yes, I've been begrudgingly avoiding it because I have big ass paws, but we're not gonna avoid it tonight. We're gonna jump into that after a little bit of jamming. But yeah, so the old Floyd wobbly board, yeah, that's a thing. And so now I got to be very cognizant of not putting too much pressure on this while I'm playing because it changes every string to a completely different tune. Anyway, if y'all haven't heard this guitar, those of you who have, you know, it's amazing and awesome. Where's my pedestal? Oh, and yes, I play in what's called, I guess, the classical guitar position. I had a bunch of wonderful subscribers coach me through how, what to do with the setup, and I landed on this. I need to have that's a strap. I had to add that to the list. Shit, almost forgot. Hate to have to go back to Guitar Center Saturday and Sunday. Man, all the shit I'll come out of there with. Woo. Oh, there we go. We're just going to jam a little bit, and then we're going to come back and work on chord work on the telly. I don't know what this is going to be. We're just going to play around, practice, and make it happen. Oh, you know what we're gonna do? This thing, I figured out a way to drop it down. You gotta turn this knob. Oh, it's gonna you gotta almost unscrew it, but it won't go any farther. Check this out. This, it's a little sharp, but you get the idea. It's a little sharp. But the cool thing is, if you screw it all the way in, and it's hard on the fingers too, goddamn. Hold on, I use a pedal, I know. This guitar here, I cannot drop down at will the same way that I can drop it on a 6-string. I can hear it on a 6-string pretty well. See, that's the other thing. We'll roll with it, it's fine. It also looks really cool. You can't see it from here, but the lights, my normal just regular house lights, the string has a crazy wobble to it. We're just going to go a little riff exploration for a few minutes and then jump on that for a little bit of chord work. And thank you for letting me melt your ears a little bit. Some of them sound cool, some of it's going to be like just torturous. That stretch, I played around with a while back. Playing around per some recommendations on lowering the gain a bit, which is like, whew. But I get it though. Because this thing still has a crunchiness to it. That's a lot less gain than I'm normally used to. Let's turn up the shape. That's cool. This morning, I wasn't on her. However, I've been coming to find out, maybe some of you can, who are still hanging out, can tune me in on what your thoughts are on just doing open string, like having that as like almost like, I've seen a lot of these different guitarists. There's one guitar he's a young kid. Anyone who's less than like, I don't know, 30 is a kid to me. Plays acoustic. I think he's a Latin kid, a little shorter dude. He plays drums or he plays everything on his guitar, where it's the beats for the drums, the bass lines, and then all this just amazing shredding. And I have found that I'm coming to prefer and like open strings, just kind of humming in the background. I had another sub a while back talk about having a drone track in the back, which this weekend I'm going to figure out how to get my drone track to play. I've got a couple of them made from my keyboard. I just don't know how to get them into my speaker through my computer just yet. So, but I really like sounds cool as shit. Anyway, so, all right, we're going to ditch Miss Jackson for just a bit and come back to the grind work, the chord work. Because I started that this morning because I avoided it. Oh, let me check the camera, make sure my old ancient ass iPhone's still working. All right, cool, we're good. All right, so the Telly, which is like my hardtail, amazing, super cool guitar. I suspect, like I said, I'm going to come home this weekend with a new guitar or a different guitar because I want one that's similar to like a PRS. I don't know, who knows? I'm just going to go down there and jam for a while, have some fun, and get a hardtail, one that doesn't have the wobbly Floyd system on it. Because it's an awesome system, it's super cool, but it's just not, I'm not at a level to control my hands, my guitar, or anything like that. So it is what it is. However, we're going to go. I did figure out chord work this morning requires little to no gain, which is kind of a bummer. And we're going to go over here, and then we're going to go volume. And these chords, this guitar sounds really pretty too. This is an awesome guitar. What's that sound like for? Okay, so let's take a look at, so this is the book we're going through. If some of you who are real beginners like I am, we're going through this book here. I've also got a set, that was a metal pick that I was using for a bookmark. No worries. And then I got, per another sub, awesome, thank you very much for recommending these Troy Statina books. These are awesome. Been slowly working my way through those, although there's only so many hours in a day, and I usually fall asleep on the couch with my guitar now, which is kind of a cool thing. So we finished off with the spider drills, and now we're going to flip to chords. That was marking out the chord section. So, glasses, that struggle's real. All right. So the chords tonight are going to be A, D, and E. Now I'm familiar with D, A a little bit, and then E. And the thing about A, all of you who are guitar players, here's my issue. And I don't know how many of you guys have big old 3XL paws and big ass fingers. And A says that you're supposed to, stuff all of your 2, 3, it's clown shoes. There's no way it's gonna go. There's no way it's gonna fit. Because I'm always like this. Hear that? That's a dead string. That's a dead string. So if you got any ideas on how to, I mean, look, I have a huge hand. If any of you have a guitar similar, just wrap your hand around it and do that for comparison. You're gonna be like, Jesus. So they work well if you work construction or you lift weights and shit like that. But when you got a tiny ass fretboard, I even thought about it. I was like, I'm a construction guy. I was like, what if I get an 8-string guitar, clip off 2 of the strings, and just kind of have, I don't know, a big old Viking-like guitar. I don't know. I'm just playing around. But it's tough. So I have a problem. Dead string, dead string. So what I've been doing is kicking these fingers up and just covering them with 2. Sounds better. So still got that dead one in there from time to time, which means I gotta get my hand cranked way over here and then it works. So that's the A. Same thing with the D. And then the E, all right, the E is, I guess I should be calling these out for those of us who are beginners. So the A is muted E string, open A, D, G, and B are fretted. Again, you got to stuff all 3 fingers in 1 fret, which is just clown shoes. And then open on the E string. That's the A. The D string is both E and A muted. D string, E, A, D. Yeah, there you go. I'm still learning the fretboard, so or the strings. D string is open, or you're strumming it, and then you have 1, 3, 2. So I got basically one. Wait, what? Hold on. Yeah, we're good. So first finger, 2nd fret, 3rd finger, 3rd fret, and again, you got to watch out for that bottom string because it's just a beast. And then your 2nd finger, you got to tuck into the same fret. When I get it, it sounds awesome. And I wish I could and the transitions are just slow as mud. So E is open E string. 2 and 3 are on A and D. And then your first finger is tucked on the G string. And then the bottom 2 are open. And it's still tough. There's no lot. There's just no getting around it. That sounds like complete shit. Why does that sound like shit? I gotta be doing something wrong. Well, no, I guess I'm right. No, we're good. Am I on the wrong? No, yeah, we're good. Wow. So again, that struggle's real because this string does not sound normal to me versus, I don't know, the E is very challenging, very challenging. And getting all these, I can't even imagine strumming a song to anything more than like 20 beats per minute on this. And the fret buzz is real. This is supposed to be a G, but I learned this way back in the day. That's it. That's the one. Because I wanted to learn the Poison song, Every Rose Has a Thorn. Oh, one of my favorite Poison songs. For those of you who are probably under 35 or maybe under 40, probably don't know what that song is, but for those of you who do know that song, that's an awesome song. Probably if you know that song, you've probably had a few beers and after a breakup with a girl on that song, because that's my memories of that song. But great song, awesome chords. Again, this is all from 22 years ago. The only 3 chords that I remember. The transitions are just brutal, especially got big hands. I'm trying to make excuses, but they're just brutal. And the C is supposed to go over here. And then you got to go to G, which is here. You're supposed to tuck your bottom 2 fingers there, which is clown shoes. Ugh, pushing the strings off the board. E. And then how the hell do you transition to a D? Oh, man. That's why we always end up just defaulting to power chords. Because I know we're probably about 30 minutes. We're going to dial this down. We're going to dial that up. Because I love distortion. We're going to dial that all the way up. Take these guys off. Oh, you want me to go drop D for an outro, yeah? And a little volume. Might be a work in progress too. All right, hey, day 26 in the bag, and if any of you are still hanging out, bless you, you guitar-loving saints, letting me murder your ears for another day. We are on an epic quest of 365 days of guitar. So, I think, see you tomorrow.